Before PIND's intervention, poultry farmers struggled with limited access to quality inputs like day-old chicks, vaccines, and feeds, as well as technical information to improve their practices. Many small-scale poultry farmers were uncompetitive due to high costs, high mortality rates, and limited market access. PIND's Market Systems Development (MSD) approach introduced the Poultry Service Providers (PSP) model, which aims to bridge the gap by empowering local service providers to offer farmers training, access to quality inputs, and market linkages. In 2016, PIND began collaborating with Bassey Jacob of Creative Empire, a poultry service provider in Cross River State. At the time, Bassey's advisory services reached only about 30 farmers. However, after receiving technical and business training from PIND, Creative Empire expanded its reach, offering farmers valuable knowledge of good poultry practices and creating linkages to inputs and markets.
My name is Bassey Jacob. I provide service for different organizations. I had several challenges before I met PIND. One of the challenges I have was acceptability. I did not also have enough in-depth of knowledge. And then I was working as an entity, so my network was very limited. Used to assume that all my services was to be free. So I charged only for services like supply of inputs. But when I met PIND changed my mentality. They helped me to understand that business should be business. I should attach a price to what I'm doing. So after meeting PIND, I have a price tag for my training. And then I also consider extension service as a business. Through several training I received from PIND, my knowledge base was enlarged. It gave me a room to network with other players.
As a result, Bassey's business has grown significantly, now supporting over 2,000 poultry farmers and generating sales of 4.5 million naira by the end of 2022. He has also established strong relationships with input providers and financial institutions to help farmers access finance.
Before I met PIND, it was hard for me to walk into a bank and then link farmers to a financial institute. But after then, I can just go to a bank, tell them I am a service provider, I provide technical service for farmers, and I am supported by PIND. So these are the people I've trained. They have the technical know-how and they have the financial management skill that can enable you give them loan. And there is assurance that as long as you have a workable repayment system, that the farmers will pay back. So that has really helped me. And then apart from that, to knowing that I work with PIND also gave me platform to work with other organizations. I had deeper knowledge, I have network, and I think PIND stand as the anchor point that began this journey. My contact with PIND has expanded my business as an enterprise. My profit margin has increased. My farmer network has increased. My staff strengths too have increased.
Mrs. Uwamere Edeghor's journey began in 2018 when she decided to start a small poultry farm in Calabar with just 15 birds. Her early efforts were met with challenges, including high mortality rates, but her determination to succeed led her to seek training. She enrolled in the poultry training program provided by Creative Empire, one of PIND's supported poultry service providers.
My biggest challenges were mainly how to get birds, especially good breeds of day-olds, and how to sell after I had raised my birds. My dream when starting was to be able to have a 5-week cycle where I'll bring in new birds, restock every 5 weeks. So I needed a market that would take up my birds as quickly as I raised them. So those were my two biggest challenges before I met PIND. There was a gathering of farmers in Calabar, and because I needed to connect, I decided to attend those trainings so that I could meet like minds, meet farmers, and possibly seek out off-takers. When I went to those trainings, I was able to connect with such people the trainings were held by people who had been on the field. So I was looking at expanding, and then these people share their experiences on farming practices, and then very importantly on how we could sell off. We had people who came up to say they were off-takers themselves. They could buy, which was, like I had earlier said, was a major challenge for me. I needed people who could buy. So in learning better ways of raising my birds and meeting people who could buy, I was rest assured I now had a steady market.
The training equipped her with the knowledge to reduce bird mortality and improve her firm's productivity. Since then, she has expanded her operation to 500 birds per cycle, and her business, Fresh Stream Farms, is now thriving.
So meeting people who said, I buy, where is your farm, was a huge deal for me. And then talking to other farmers, I found those who said, these and these breeds of birds work better for me. Have you tried it? My farm has been running ever since. I'm very well too. Now, my dream is to have 1,000 birds coming every 5 weeks. That's where we are going. For now, we have a 500 capacity farm. We hope to extend that to 5 weeks and be able to maintain that 5-week cycle.
The Poultry Service Providers PSP model has been a cornerstone of PIND's efforts to improve the livelihoods of poultry farmers in the Niger Delta. We've created sustainable market-driven solutions that benefit both service providers and farmers. Through this approach, farmers are gaining access to the quality inputs and technical support they need to grow their businesses. Stronger linkages between farmers, input suppliers, and financial institutions have transformed the sector, leading to increased productivity and higher incomes. PIND remains committed to scaling these successes. However, as the sector evolves, we're looking at ways to restructure and adapt the PSP model to continue meeting the needs of farmers and service providers alike.